My thoughts of 2018 is that this is going to be the year of the budget and mid-range smartphones. Cheaper phones are becoming so good that it's really difficult to justify spending $1,000 on a flagship phone. One device in particular that I had been waiting to try was the new Honor 7X. I had played with an import with 4GB of RAM and found myself really impressed, and now Honor have gone ahead and released it here in the United States for only $199, albeit in a slightly different configuration. Now I know what you're thinking. $199 doesn't buy you anything when it comes to smartphones. But this time you're going to be surprised to know that $199 actually gets you a lot. So this is the Honor 7X. It's an all-metal build with a really premium design and finish. It has the company's latest Kirin 659 octa-core processor, and this time for the USA it's paired with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. But that's expandable with an SD card, and it can take up to a 256GB SD card. So plenty of room and options there. You can also use it as a dual SIM card if you want to, if you don't want to use the SD card. Has the new style 18:9 aspect ratio, full HD IPS display, which is really nice. Got minimal bezels at the top and the bottom and the sides. Does look really, really good. It's just under 6 inches at 5.93 inches. And it also comes with dual rear cameras. One of them's a 16 megapixel camera, the other is 2 megapixel for depth. There's no optical image stabilization on this, so you do have to be pretty non-shaky to get a decent picture, but it can work out pretty well. And it can also do portrait mode. Yeah, pretty good as well. It's not bad. I mean, it's not going to be like Pixel, but it's not bad. Also has an 8 megapixel selfie camera, which is okay. It gets the job done. Comes with a single firing down speaker, which gets pretty loud, but it's really piercing. So, don't expect to be rocking out with that. One strange design choice is that it comes with a micro USB port instead of a USB-C port, and I don't quite understand why you would go ahead and design a phone that has this premium feel and finish with the new style 18:9 aspect ratio display and then stick a USB port on from 2015 and earlier. It's kind of strange. Oh, and it comes with a headphone jack. Nice touch on it. We like headphone jacks. So let's start off with the design. I think it's a really good looking device, and the colour do help that. It comes in black or blue, and it's going to be coming in red on February the 14th, Valentine's Day. I have the blue one here, as you can see, and I think it looks really, really well. It looks like a much higher end device with it being all metal. You'd think it was an at least $500 phone if you didn't know anything different. I also toyed with the red, and the red looks better than the blue again. So yeah, that red is also going to be like really hard to get hold of, but if you can get one, I'd go for it. It has the black glass on the front as well, so it looks really, really good. The all-aluminum body, it wraps around the phone real nice and feels real good in the hand. It's a little slippery, but thanks to the case that Honor include, that helps. It comes with a clear silicone case, as you can see here, and that really does give it a little bit more grip. The only break in the aluminum is for the antenna lines. These have been placed pretty well, so they look like to be a part of the design. It's like a racing stripe through the top and the bottom. They're black antenna lines, and they're placed quite good. It doesn't make you frown or anything like that. Then you get what look like Minions' eyes. And that's the dual camera, one 16 megapixel, one 2 megapixel, like I said earlier, and the flash, dual tone flash. The cameras do work pretty good, but you do have to be really steady, and you've got to have some really good light. They do have HDR as well, but no optical image stabilization, so don't think you're going to be able to go for a walk and have some smooth videos. Also comes on the back here with a fingerprint sensor. This fingerprint sensor, let me tell you, is fast. If not the fastest. It's on a par with OnePlus's. It's really quick. It'll compare with any flagship, if not better. Superb. There's just no two ways about it. It's got a really good sensor, and that's not something you see in a $199 phone. And then, as you move on to the right side of the phone, you have the volume up and down and the power button. Nothing else. You can see that the aluminum just wraps the way all around. It's a single piece. The buttons are really clicky. They're fantastic for that. They, really tactile, really powerful. It's just something that you don't normally get on a cheaper phone. Even the OnePlus 5T, has a similar kind of build, but the buttons feel mushy. Whereas this doesn't. It's really, really nice and tactile. Feels expensive. The buttons are also made out of metal. Then as you get to the bottom, you get the odd micro USB port like I was telling you about, the single downfiring speaker, which like I said will really hurt your ears if you have it too loud and too close, and the awesome fading away, but Honor decided to keep it, headphone jack. Thumbs up, Honor, really thumbs up. Get to the left side, pretty much blank apart from the SIM card slot and tray. That's where your SIM card will go, and also houses the 256 SD card, or you can use dual SIM. On the top, you get nothing but a microphone. So, from a design point of view, it looks really nice. Once you get round to the front, you get this 18:9 aspect ratio like I was talking about. It is an IPS display, so it's no OLED, but it looks really good. It's great for medium consumption. It's 5.93 inches. Call it 6 inches for the sake of it. Colors are really good. Viewing angles, as you can see here, are particularly good. You can look and it really does keep the colors well. It doesn't fade out like a certain OLED screen on a Pixel. But yeah, you get some really good quality picture on this. I'm quite surprised. $199, has a resolution of 2160 by 1080, so like I said, full HD 1080. Great for watching media on, like YouTube, anything like that. YouTube, watching movies. The sound out of the headphone jack is actually pretty good too, and while it doesn't come with a equalizer if you use Google Play Music, you can also sideload, which is strange to say this Snapdragon Music FS equalizer, and it does wonders. It really does sound really smart. You get the 8 megapixel camera up top, the earpiece, and the Honor branding at the bottom. So it's nothing too garish. It looks really good. They've kept all branding to minimal on this. On the inside, like I say, you get the octa-core Kirin 659. That's like the equivalent to the Snapdragon, but it's not quite as fast. The mid-range Snapdragon is a bit faster, and it's paired with 3 gig of RAM instead of the import's 4 gig. And I'll get onto that a little bit later because it does make a bit of a difference. This also comes with Android 7.0. That's MUI 5.1, which is a bit of a disappointment, seeing as the Mate Pro and everything else comes with the new MUI 8, which is based on Android Oreo. But they do say that this is going to be coming to this pretty soon. The sooner the better. But as you can see, that it's not too hateful. It looks a bit like iOS. It doesn't have an app tray from launch. You do have to enable it, but once you enable it, it just looks like Android, and you can see it zips through. It's pretty smooth. You start pressing apps, things do slow down sometimes, and I'll get onto that. But for $199, again, you can't go wrong. So what people really want to know is, how is this thing to use? How is it as a daily driver? And I've been using it for a few days now, and it's been pretty good, let me tell you. I've been suitably impressed. Now, the 3 gig of RAM does make a difference over the 4 gig import, and I'll get onto that shortly. So, as a daily usage, you know, it's very snappy. It flies through the menus, it opens apps pretty quick. It does everything you want it to do. You get very minimal stutter or lag in the launcher, only when you have a few apps open. And once you do have a few apps open, it can suddenly become pretty slow, where you do get quite a lot of frame. It looks like frame drops in the launcher. I put a video on my Twitter account the other day of me trying to update Twitter, my Twitter feed on here, and it took probably 10 to 12 seconds to update the feed. This is because it had quite a few apps going. Then that you know, is kind of annoying, but you can live with things like that. But the problem is then it can also creep into other software, other apps that you're opening, like the camera. The camera is another thing that once it's on a slowdown, you're just looking at a black screen for 3 or 4 seconds. And then the viewfinder will appear, so you'll be able to see what the lenses are seeing. Then you'll have to wait because none of the buttons will be available, and it'll load them one at a time. And then you have to wait a little bit more so it can load in everything all at once so you can use it. Yeah, the only way I found to rectify this, even if you close all the apps, it doesn't change anything. You have to literally restart the phone, and I was finding myself restarting the phone once, sometimes twice a day. You know, it sounds inconvenient and annoying, but it's also not that much of a hassle. It's a few seconds. and it's a $199 phone. And I need to keep drumming that home to people that this is what you're getting for $199. It is a really good device still. When you want to take pictures, if you've got some really good daylight and you've got some real steady hands, you can get some really, really nice photos out of this. I mean, they're not going to be high-end flagship, but for $199, they're going to be better than most cameras. And the portrait mode works okay. It's pretty good. Pictures take a little bit of a long time to take sometimes, but it's okay. It's not bad. I've seen worse, but I've not seen much better for a device in this price. So, you know, it's a nice little bonus to have. The 8 megapixel selfie camera is okay. Got to have decent light again. As soon as you start getting dark, it kind of falls apart. But it's all right, you know. It's, again, what you would expect for the price. The fingerprint sensor, as I was saying, super fast. You're not going to have any issues with that. And it's also really accurate. You don't get any misfires, or if you do, it's very rare. The screen, like I said earlier, is great. You're overall going to get a really good package for $199. It's something you just don't see, especially with the new 18:9 aspect ratio screen. Honor have really sat down and thought about this and thought, well, what can we do here? And they've come up with a really nice device with modern day aesthetics for a really aggressive price. Now, I understand that at $199 they had to cut corners, and that's where the extra gig of RAM goes, so that's why you have problems with multitasking every now and then. And that's why they're probably using a micro USB. The only thing I do wish is that Honor gave us another option at maybe like $269, where, you know, we got the 4 gig of RAM, 64 gig of storage, and a USB-C connector. It would have been so much better. The USB-C for me is a real big no-no. Not to have that, I just don't understand it. You're going back to, like I said, phones from a couple of years ago. A lot, even Chinese cheap phones nowadays, $100, $120 phones, you're finding USB-C on those. So, you know, I don't understand it. But overall, it's, you know, it's a good package. So is it worth buying? Well, yeah, it's GSM unlocked. It's going to work on T-Mobile. It's going to work on AT&T and anybody else who uses a SIM card. It's not going to work on Verizon, and it's not going to work on Sprint, so you guys miss out on the cheap phone fun. That's normal. But, you know, as a package, it's actually fantastic. Honor here are offering something that's going to stand out. If you walked into your local store and you saw this and you saw the price tag, you'd be like, no way. You'd think it was a mistake. What they've done here, they've give you a decent camera that can take portrait mode. They give you a nice big 6-inch screen, or 5.93 to be exact, with the new resolution, with the new aspect ratio, with the smaller bezels top and bottom, and the side bezels are almost non-existent. You've got the metal build. It's just a really good device. Would I recommend you buying it? If you're looking for a phone that's $200 or less, it's a no-brainer. Go and buy it now. You can get it from Honor right now as well. A lot of people are waiting, and I'm seeing a lot of people post it saying that it's pre-order on Amazon on the 25th. Well, let me tell you, go to Honor's website right now. You can get it there, tax-free, and it's only $13 for overnight shipping, so you can get it for $213 basically, and it'll be with you the next day. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, this is the Honor 7X. This is my first video. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully I'll get better at doing these. Better equipment as time goes on. Hopefully you like what you see. If you do, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, let me know what you think of the 7X. If you've got one, are you finding any issues with it only having 3 gig of RAM? Do you have the 4 gig version, and are you having any issues with that? Or do you have both, and have you compared them? Let me know in the comments. Let's see what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back next time. See ya.